Good morning. Back at it with the Lambda log. This is week 11, day 2, the 25th of November, 2025. Um, so our director today, Kirsty, she wasn't able to come in right away. Shout out Sandridge. She had another job, so she joined us in the evening. So we got permission to not go to warm-ups and to sleep in. I slept until 8:05. Oh, glorious, delightful, delicious. Um, and then we came into rehearsal at 11:30. And so she wasn't with us. So we started out by just working on the dance at the very beginning because there's going to be a little dance, and then Richard kind of walks in and he's like, "These guys hate me." Well, you know what? I hate them too. And yeah, and so we just got a little dance going, and it's like, it's very simple. It's fun. Um, and then we worked on that for like an hour-ish. And then our president of the university academy, I don't know what to call this school, this drama school, Benedict Cumberbatch came to have a town hall with us. So that's pretty cool. So we were able to get up there and get in line pretty quick. I grabbed some lunch from the cafe, and um and there's some confusion about like when we were able to get in because they're currently in tech for one of their projects. And so it was this whole thing, but we were able to get in. And then there was two wonderful little seats right in the front. So I sat down right in the front, 6 feet away from where Benny C was sitting. Um, and it was super great. He is really wonderful. He is thoughtful. He is grounded. He's a real person, and definitely aware of who he is, but not braggadocious, not spoiled, not unaware of the blessings, luck, and other people that got him to his situation. And he's really humble and got a great head on his shoulders. And so the way it worked is they submitted a bunch of questions and we talked about them, and then also um, there was a little bit of time for some individual questions at the end. So I'm just going to talk about what I wrote down because I wrote down a few pages of good stuff. Yeah. Yeah. So I don't know what to call him. Everyone has a name for him. But pretending I'm on a first name basis seems odd. So Benedict Cumberbatch believes in drama schools. The first question was kind of about like what his role of president is, but he believes in drama schools and their lasting results. As president, he wants to share his professional experience and help with the hiring process. Afterwards, he's really good at raising funds and being the face of LAMDA. He sees himself as like a godfather, where Mark and the others are the father. They're the one there. He's the godfather who's helping out. He's looking for a new property and potentially improving on London living. It costs £38,000 to train one Lambda student each year, and that's more than tuition. And so they just about break even every year after all the fundraising and everything. Then there's a question about his approach to Shakespeare, and he says that he was really well trained from a young age because he was at a school when he was 13 years old, um, where his instructor um, was a brilliant Shakespeare scholar, and he would just give them line readings, and then they would repeat it in a way that now he can just like speak Shakespeare like modern prose. Um, He said how his first paid job was at the Regency Park, but he treated every job like it was at the National or it was on Broadway, that kind of idea that this is the peak of it. And so even though his job wasn't the most glamorous to start, that attitude about it really um, helped him. And he says that form brings freedom, right? He did the Hollow Crown, and he talked a little bit about how it was such a different experience performing to the empty black lens of a camera, and how it's so much easier and better to perform with an audience. But there you're like seeing your reflection, you're like, is my wig line right? And all these different things. And how the camera is kind of like this energy vampire, but it's something new and you work in it, you make it work. Um, but so much of Shakespeare, the work is done for you. So trust and rely on the language. And then there's a question about how to navigate auditions after LAMDA. And there's this tendency to be overconfident as a recent drama school grad, where you're like, I can do everything, and I want to show that I can do everything. So there's this overconfidence and overzealousness to show everything that you've worked on and everything you're really able to do. But what they really need and care about more than anything is you to listen, right? Listen to the director. If they want you to let go of choices, let go of choices. If they want you to try it in a different way, try it in a different way. Just show that you're malleable and able to be directed, and listen to them and a scene partner, whomever. And it's totally true that you're frequently not chosen for benign reasons, for height, color, hair, voice, pitch, just whatever thing. It can just be like, we don't want them for this because it doesn't match this idea. Um, but do the work, prepare it, right? Present it, and don't be hungry. Stay open and collaborative. Um, use Oh, and then we talked a little bit about that idea of leaving yourself at the door and then entering the space. So then he talked about how using movement can kind of let yourself out of the equation and kind of let it happen, let go after doing the preparation. Do it all kind of, and then like do something physical that helps get you out of it, and then just be present. And and one of the great benefits um, of drama school is that it gives you discipline and helps you be adaptable. Just remember, less is more, and don't over demonstrate what you can do. Um, and who are you when you walk into a room matters so much more than what you can do sometimes. So then how do you remove yourself from iconic roles, right? He's Doctor Strange and Sherlock and just so much. It's Benedict Cumberbatch. So he said it's hard, and that he's got a lot to ground himself in real things outside of that. He has a family, um, and that was his one grand ambition, which it's so poetic and beautiful. And he really tries to keep doing kind of risky, smaller projects to keep it real, engage him in the work, knowing who he is outside of the work, and then what pitfalls to avoid with a career. And he used to be in a place where he was like, I he would take up any job. He's like, I'm getting paid, great, wonderful. Um, but he says that like finds like. So if you are interested in certain projects or certain ideas and things, you tend to go towards those people. And then at the beginning, he leaned into his type, and now he can push against that, right? What do you seem like when you enter a room? How does that feel? Um, and then how can you establish yourself and then start breaking the norm and going against your type, but use it to your advantage at the beginning. What do people see when they see you, and how do you come off? How can you use that? Um, He mentioned this hat box element multiple times that I don't know what it is. I need to look into that. Um, but something else that he did was he focused on theater first, and then like built into TV a little bit, and then went back to theater, and then a little bit of film, and then back to theater, and then kind of always going back to theater to ground himself, because that's what he first fell in love with. That's what it was about. Um, Now he has a family and a production company, and it's a struggle. It's a great one to have, but it's a struggle to find that balance. Um, and he's got a really good team, but at the end, it's up to him, and it's a balancing act. And when choosing projects, he likes to think about how would this enrich him as an artist and improve him as an actor and a person? How does he connect with the work? And it starts to become so much more about who he works with and what. He's like, I have a little black book of people that I don't want to work with. And it's not like a petty thing. It's not like, oh, this director doesn't call me or cast me. I don't want to work with them. But it's just like I didn't enjoy that experience. And then he says he also has like another like pink book of the people that he really enjoys working with and always would like to. Um, like he just recently worked on this. I won't share that actually. Um, I don't. I mean, it was a private meeting with LAMDA students, so I'm not going to go into too many specifics or details. But um, then there was talk about failure as well, like how do you deal with that? And the only way we really learn is through failure. Fail and then fail better. Go for something and uh, oh, and he said, yeah, just sometimes we have these experiences where we're trying to get this character and our director's not liking it and it's not working or it's an improvisational exercise or something and it's not connecting. And so he's like, just do something weird. Just like do something totally different that gets you out of it, something physical. He's like, just turn your back to the audience or make an accent or something that resets, gives you a clean slate. Don't hold back, give it your all, try and failure. Failure is just growth. Um, and when he started, he would play uh, something that helped him um, with auditions and kind of the mindset and stuff when he would go into a an audition room and there were these clones of people that looked like him or better looking than him, and it's just like, well, we're all going for the same part. He would play the mind game that he was the only one auditioning, and so he was going in, and it wasn't about competition. Um, it was about his audition himself. And then we need to rely on faith to know that 80% of the feedback that we'll receive is honest, right? Of course, there's not everything that's true, but 80% of it is honest. Um, and then also be in the culture as much as you can. Do the work, keep acting, writing, and seeing as much as you can. He knows it's expensive, but it's important. And he said, I don't know many successful actors that aren't also obsessed with other arts and cultures, poetry and music and visual arts and you need to be in the culture of what is being created because then you'll have your finger on the pulse. You'll know um, what things are resonating with the people right now, and you'll know how to choose the best projects, and you need to be in it. Um, I asked him my question because they opened it for other people, and I asked him um, what he wished he had taken advantage of when he was a student that maybe he didn't like looking back. And he said there was a historic dance class that that he skipped, and um, he wished he had leaned more into clowning and more into these other things. And he said that there's that he really did a pretty good job at taking advantage of as much as he could. Um, but just really soak it in. Just trust your um, trust your tutors and trust the process. Then somebody asked about like um, oh, getting back to that question about how do you leave things behind, he recommended taking a cold shower every now and again, something physical and jarring and difficult, so that maybe the hardest thing you did that day is you took a shower, like a cold shower. And he said, be careful that you don't hurt yourself or you don't do something harmful, but what is something that you can do that can really connect you back to it? I thought that was really cool. Um, and then drama school is great. Um, and being an alumni from here will be highly regarded. So it was just a cool experience, and then we took a picture with him, and yeah, I only have wonderful things to say about him. He is so generous and thoughtful. And then we went back up to our histories and we did a line run. Uh, but the line run turned into a lot of kind of doing it all out. It went pretty well. I didn't have to be on book. I actually left my script, funnily enough, but I was able to get my lines in. Um, after doing the line run, we and with some loose blocking, we tried to do a speed run, and we were kind of burnt out at that point, and it was rough. And then we kind of took a break. Um, and then Kirsty came, and we worked on 3-7, and we involved the other actors in the audience, and and it went pretty well. Um, we cut some more lines. We need to remember the status and seriousness um, of the scene, right? Like we're still talking to a prince and a would-be king. We need to listen much more intently and allow the crowd work to build an earnest. And I need to find the specificity of when I'm talking about Edward, and then I turn it back to Richard. And then there's my little speech about, aha, my lord, this prince is not an Edward. He is not lolling in some lewd love bed, but on his knees at meditation, not dallying with a brace of courtesans, but meditating with deep divines. But meditating with two deep divines. Happy were England would this virtuous prince take on his grace the sovereignty thereof. Um, but still, I fear but sure, I fear we will not win. We shall not win him to it. Anyway, I need to make sure that I'm really addressing the crowd in that moment. And then it's not about speaking quickly, it's about thinking quickly with Shakespeare, especially my character. He's just like, this and this, and I'm organizing this, I'm working the audience, and I need to work hard for it. I can't just be like, let it be too easy, you know? And yeah, that was day two. But I feel finally comfortable with my lines, which I'm a week later than I would have liked to be, if not 2 weeks. But I'm in a position. And now it's Wednesday, 7 a.m. It's our sixth class day. I have to sing in Johnny's class. I mean, I'll tell you all about this tomorrow, but it's going to be a big day. We're checking off 6 more classes that we're finishing. It's wild, wild. First term, a third of the way done with this program. Cool. All right. Love you guys. Bye.